Небольшой апгрейд. Ух ты!
Upgrades. Hello dear friends, in today's updated issue we will analyze all costumes in detail. Spider-Man, who were shown in Marvel film. Parker wore a home-made suit consisting of ordinary red, blue, yellow. To fight crime in New York, he hid the suit from me in the attic that is located above his. The lenses of his glasses can expand and narrow what looks like this, as if a spider person squints. This is done with the goal of helping the Parker filter all excessive stimulus because of his enhanced feelings that make it difficult for him. Focusing suit has web players tied to the wrists that allow the Spider-Man to shoot synthetic, very durable web, which Parker made it himself, was the only part of the costume over which Tony Stark did not laugh. Also in the kit, the suit includes a belt that contains spare cartridges with web. Next, Tony Stark made a new suit for Peter Parker, who was used Spider-Man during a collision. Avengers to confront the team. Captain America is high-tech. The costume has a built-in assistant named Karen, similar to Friday Tony Stark, who informs Spider-Man about the change in tactical situations and provides diagnostic reports. Karen records and stores data, while the costume is used, allowing Spider-Man gain access to personal database and watch information which he may have missed earlier, or explore people from the event with which previously encountered. Karen also gives tips and activates the functions autonomous. For example, when she turned on the expanded intelligence mode to help Parker in the study of several criminals. Modernized web players allow Spider-Man to display or project holographic information from Signal Spider with the motive of his mask to coordinate tracking his intelligence drone and Spider's tracker. Web players tune in, allowing a person by Spider use up to 576 different combinations his web they can take shape on Parker's wrists, thereby becoming invisible, removing the trigger. The costume has web grenades as well as stun skipper that passes the current through the main web for neutralization. Celia's Spider-Man in this suit, capable of releasing several at once that can be attached to several goals at the same time, as well as run a ricket of a web that bounces from the walls. The suit has GPS tracks in the form of tiny robots, which Parker can run from his judges and track through systems. Your costume eye lenses mask, modeled as blinds of the camera lens. They close their eyes, squints, then they provide the Parker with great depth, sharpness, and help to filter additional lens irritants. Also allow a spider person to see in various spectra. Parker can ask Karn switch it visual effects on another spectrum, allowing him to see in a few objects. Search for a costume may contain up to 6 web cartridges for Spider-Man to restart it. Web players suit. The suit has a built-in communication system, allows him to accept off and video calls by pressing the emblem. Parker can expand the suit on the chest several sizes more than allows him to easily slip out of costume. Costume of Spider-Man is completed of the very strong materials, therefore it's not so easy to damage. The costume has a built-in heating system which is powerful enough to instantly dry a wetsuit and has built-in parachute unfold from symbol of spider on the back, but function disposable in its right. Web shooter. Parker has access to the tracking system GPS costumes through holographic, the display that allows him to monitor a spider drone and his spiders of the tracer. The function also allowed Tony Stark monitor his whereabouts in any time until Parker deleted her suit. Has an expanded reconnaissance mode. This mode allows you to improve hearing and optics. Spider-Man, he allows X-ray and infrared vision to see through solid objects and to find his goal. He also allows expand the possibility of reception of such an extent that you can listen conversations from a distance of 10 meters. Was a suit programmed with the function of increased combat capacity and performance. The specific effect of this function was standard settings. Fast fire for web shooter allows them to shoot quickly in web shells instantaneous mode, killing properly from this name. The function allows the spider person enjoy the whole combat arsenal. The costume is as effective as possible. Spider-Person can steam in the air, thanks to wings from the web that are open from armpits to hips. In addition to changing the size of the costume, Spider on his chest can disconnect from the nest using miniature. The engine in the tail of what allows her to fly through the air, regardless of the control of Spider-Man, giving the Parker the opportunity to follow targets through the interface of your web player. The costume also has an extended mode. Interrogation of the voice of Spider-Man in digital. The form changes can sound deep, distorted. To make your more. The personality during the interrogation of criminals, this function is useless if they previously. He heard how he says without distortion.
Да. Мне нужна информация. Под мостом у тебя был голос девчонки.
Я не девчонка, я парень. В смысле, я мужчина.
Да пофиг.
Говори имена или пожалеешь.
Я Питер, кстати.
Доктор Стрэндж.
Выпендриваться будем. Тогда... Я Человек-паук.
Iron Armor Spider is a suit, developed and built by Tony Stark for Peter Parker as an Avenger. She was presented to Peter after he prevented the theft of equipment from cargo aircraft after the initial abandoning the costume offered to him. Starcom Parker ultimately received him to save his life and used it to help in persecution of Inimo and Doctor Strange. Then during the battle for the Titanium and after Hulk Resurrection, he was also in him. The final battle is inspired by his blood. Mark 50 Tony Stark created Iron Armor Spider that contains many new functions compared to previous costume like Armor Mark 50 armor. Iron Man consists of nanometer and can be stored in a small starting. The container and this suit can be launched at huge distances. The new armor can put on the carrier on your own and it has small repulsor nodes throughout. The costume like Mark 5 has a costume. Increased strength is capable withstand powerful Thanos armor. Has 4 spider legs, controlled by neuron interface. Costume from the rear symbol of the fairy spider, providing great maneuverability and control in various areas. Armor has autonomous protection against the surroundings. Wednesday she is able to isolate St. Petersburg. Even in open space, everyone else. The functions are preserved from and the stealth costume was handed by a spider Nick Fury. When I interrupted the Urter Peter to enlist the support of a young hero. Design and concepts combine various. The images of the original costume was created in comics in 2011 for battle. With Hobgoblin, this costume is intended for the most secret operations. Provides both a disguise and sound, suppressing the owner almost invisible to ordinary means. Discovery along with this costume has good strength, unlike previous costumes of the lenses. Removable next modernized. Parker made a suit himself with the help Stark technology. Peter decided to change the color scheme of its black-red. Web players are now integrated into his costume so that he does not lose them during fight for a modernized costume. Woodpecker weaves are detonated by pressing the spider logo in the center of the costume. Its voltage was increased by 25% compared with the previous model that was a web of many drones of Mysterio 2. Essentially create a chain reaction, electricity as his predecessor. A modernized costume of Spider-Man can open its wings for airplaning for small distance. Costs are also equipped. The flight stabilizer that provides great maneuverability and longer flight time like his previous suit. Parker has a modernized costume, parachute with its emblem to slow down. The speed during the fall is essentially this. Lightly restyling suit first. Donated costumes Peter made. Tons. Starcom in the film Spider-Man There Is No Way Home was shown to us like new. Black gold suit Spider, however. In fact it turned out to be black-red. A suit that was poured with green paint. A supporter of Mysterio after several unsuccessful attempts to remove paint. Parker turned the suit to the wrong side in the time of his meeting with Electric and Sand. The person we saw, the wrong side of the suit with all wires. Further, Parker and Norman Usprey, made using Stark technology. Industry's new chip inhibitor for Doctors of the Octopus, he has a son. Gratitude is redistributed. Parker's costume became homemade again when Dr. Strange wiped everything. Memories of the world about the existence of Peter Parker Spider began anew simply. Life rented an apartment. Parker used a sewing machine to create new red, blue, yellow